The top Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee right now is Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama. He said, now you have to keep something in mind here about Jeff Sessions. Number one, this son of a bitch can't talk because he's got a mouth full of tongue and teeth, and therefore it's difficult for him to talk. But back in 1998, when Bill Clinton nominated Judge Sotomayor to the appeals court, Jeff Sessions, along with 28 other Republicans, voted no, because in the first place, it's a woman, and in the second place, she's not white. So that was good enough for Jeff back then. It's going to be good enough for him this time, too. But he called her comments regarding a Latina woman having more experience about certain things than white man, he called that troubling. He did. That was his word, troubling. He said, this is what he said on NBC's Today Show today. He said, quote, we need to inquire into that and give her a fair opportunity to explain it. But on its face, that's very troubling. Now, this is a guy, remember, Jeff Sessions is a guy who said, if you take away the white hoods, he didn't see what the problem was with the Ku Klux Klan. Jeff Sessions defines white, male, Southern, lynch 'em all racism. This is what is so disgusting to me about these bastards, the way they raise this issue, because a Latina woman made a statement that is abso-goddamn-lutely true. And then you have people like Jeff Sessions who will think that lynching a Negro on a weeknight might be good fun. You know, I'm just kidding, boys. I don't really mean it. As far as the Conservative Citizens Action Committee down here in Alabama, why, we're just a bunch of boys that like to get together and remember, you know, the war of northern aggression. This sick son of a bitch. He goes on to say a judge must submit themselves to the law and be faithful to the law and to serve under the law. Now listen, because here comes his big faux pas. That's French. They are not above the law, and I think it's further exacerbated by President Clinton's promise to find someone who will use empathy in making decisions. Hey, Jeff, it's not President Clinton. It's Barack Obama. You dumbass. And I think that is a non-legal standard. Jeff Sessions. You ever seen this guy on television? If you ever get a chance, I'm telling you, don't miss it. Don't miss it. I mean, as far as a racist, dumbass white man from the South who will probably continue to get elected until hell freezes over because he is a racist, dumbass white man from the South, if you get my drift, Jeff Sessions defines that. I mean, there he is. Watch him sometime. He does talk like he's got a mouth full of, I don't know, cotton balls or marbles or something like that. Am I mocking the way he talks? You're goddamn right I am. Of course I'm mocking the way he talks. What kind of way to talk is that? Huh? What kind of way is that there to talk? I mean, you think if somebody's going to live in this country, they'd learn how to talk, right?
You're mocking my people.
I thought these were your people. I would never have married you. Yeah, if you go to Talking Points memo, earlier today, our diligent front page editor, Justin Elliott, picked up on a curious article in The Hill about conservative critics of Supreme Court nominee Sotomayor. As you may have noticed, those critics have repeatedly cited a speech she delivered at Berkeley about a wise Latina woman. The right is, of course, outraged. In the same speech, though, she also got a bit more personal. She said, quote, "For me, a very special part of my being Latina is the mucho platos de arroz, gandoles y pernil. rice, beans, and pork that I have eaten at countless family holidays and special events, she said. She went on, my Latina identity also includes, because of my particularly adventurous taste bugs, morcilla, pig intestines, patitas de cerdo con garbanzo, pig's feet with beans, and la lengua y orejas de cuche frito. Good lighthearted fun, right? Wrong. According to Hill reporter Alexander Bolton, quote, this has prompted some Republicans to muse privately about whether Sotomayor is suggesting that distinctive Puerto Rican cuisine, such as patitas de cerdo con garbanzo, would somehow in some small way influence her verdicts from the bench. Can you believe this? Kurt Levy, the executive director of the Committee for Justice, a neo-Nazi advocacy group, said he wasn't certain whether Sotomayor had claimed her palate would color her view of legal facts, but he said that President Obama's Supreme Court nominee clearly touts her subjective approach in the law. Oh, my God. So do you have it? This is the conservative opposition to Sotomayor. Oh, and by the way, for what it's worth, patitas de cerdo con garbanzo are not pig's tongues and ears. They're pig's feet with chickpeas. And according to Brian Butler writing at TPM, they're delicious. Oh, my. Oh, my. So they go after what she eats. Now, the Michael in Roswell, who sent this to me, adds, yes, indeed, those wild-eyed and wacky right-wingers are implying that Sonia Sotomayor's decisions might well be affected by eating pig's feet and chickpeas. I mean, everybody knows it's all those peppers that those hot-blooded Latina types eat that makes them unpredictable and volatile. Well, Mike writes, I would hope that anyone in the Supreme Court wouldn't be distracted by gnawing hunger while hearing cases, but that might be the full extent to which I would worry about what goes into a Supreme Court justice's gullet. Unless we're talking about Scalia. In his case, we ought to be keeping a close count of the babies in his neighborhood.
Have you noticed how the right-wingers seem obsessed with what so-called liberals or progressives eat? Do you remember when they attacked John Kerry because he ordered a cheesesteak with Swiss cheese on it? And then they mocked President Obama because he asked if there was spicy mustard available for his hamburger. And now it's like, well, and then you couldn't eat French fries for how many years?
Right.
All right, so what is that? What
They're
is, if you're not?
No, it's infantile. They're orally fixated. They are infantilized from the moment they are born, right-wingers, and they never get beyond it. I mean, you look at the right-wing leadership in this country, people like Rush Limbaugh and Newt Gingrich and the rest of these people, they are, figuratively speaking, thumbsuckers. They are infantilized. They think constantly about, except Rush. Rush has this obsession about bending people over, bending them over and making them grab their ankles. How many times has he talked about that over and over and over again? Well, I'm not going to bend over and grab my ankles for these people. Rush has a thing about, well, let's say his fixation is not oral, it's more anal.